Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Bean 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. I'm Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, aka KC the Great. And yesterday I told you guys BTC was still a buy yesterday, even when it was trading down at $90,000, because I told you guys we got another entry at 87,000 US dollars. So what do we need to do today? There is a little bit of tricky stuff that is going to happen today, and we need to be careful because first of all, the Fed rate or the fund rate is coming out. The data will be released today, and that will definitely affect the market. And also, if you look at what has been going on with Bitcoin at $94,000, which I mentioned yesterday, I said there was a possibility we'll see the market push up to 94,000, but I really told you guys we need to break that 94,000, and we didn't do that yesterday. And even if you watched the show yesterday, I said we might touch 94,000, then from then we have a kicker, which means we're going to create a new high from this movement we're seeing, and we've done that at 94,378. So if we have a kicker now, or we have an engulfing candle now, that means this whole movement we're seeing from around 80,000 to 94 is going to end there. And if you look at what's going on, there is a key level where we're waiting for BTC to break, and about 455 million in short liquidations on major centralized exchanges as the market drop back. So what do we need to watch out for today? I'm not gonna lie, the main event is the Fed rate cuts. That is what we need to watch out for today. But another thing we need to do is, yes, BTC is still a buy, trading at 91,000 thereabout, or 92,700. But one thing you need to do is, if you're watching the show right now, go and put your stop out at 89,000. I have my reasons for that. Why you have to put your stop out at, or stop loss, whatever, it depends on if you're an investor, a spot trader, or derivatives, whichever one you're doing. Make sure you put your stop out at 89,000. Why? Because if at the end of the day the rate cut falls between 25 basis points below, and we do not see around 50, 75 basis point like that, I'm telling you the market is going to dump, because it will show that the pressure and everything everyone is waiting for is not going to happen this year again, not even this month, because this is the last rate cut we're going to get for this year 2025. So it's not going to be okay, maybe we're expecting another rate cut. It means no more rate cuts this year again till 2026. So with that, a lot of people will just say, okay, it's festive period, no rate cut. Generally, it's going to be slow a little bit. Maybe we're going to see rate cut in February or March. Everyone will start dumping all this asset and looking for entry next year. But until that happens, we're not just going to leave the market or just close our positions now. We need to wait for that news to break, and that is going to come up, and I'm going to tell you when the rate cut will happen as well. Also, if you look at what is going on, you can see Bitcoin rebounds at 94,000 US dollars, and is creating what? FOMO, because of the buy surge we saw regarding the sentimental signal, strong bullish momentum based on the Fed rate cut that is coming up later today. And that's what I told you guys, that we checking the sentiment in the market is very, very important, because we know what the sentiment looks like in the market regarding the traders, investors, and everyone, so we can use that to know how the market could move. So we need to be careful about that. And we can see there's not a lot of volatility when it comes to altcoins, and Solana is facing a lot of that. And if you look at most of altcoins yesterday, most of them gained a lot of momentum. Like Ethereum, you can see Ethereum is moving nicely, although I told you yesterday Ethereum is not a sell. ETH is not a sell. You can hold on to it. Even though you take a look at Chainlink, Ava, Solana, and all of them, which I told you yesterday they're not a sell, that they're still a buy. But I am still going to what? I am still going to talk to you or tell you what you need to do regarding your portfolios. But right now, let's take a look at the chart from the top, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. Take a look at BTC. You see that BTC is now creating a nice structure, which I like it. But the problem with Bitcoin is we are failing to break above these 94,000 US dollars comfortably. Until that happens, that is when we're going to be rest assured the market could move up to 110, 108, or even create a new all-time high. But before that happens, we need to keep our eye on the market. You know, yesterday I told you the same thing. Keep your eye on the market because we might see any dump at any time. But I said it was still a buy. So right now, what is BTC situation right now? It's still a buy. You can hold on to your position, but please put your stop at 89,000. Any price below 89,000, that means there will be a dump. And remember, we're having a good big news coming up later today. That is the Fed fund rate cut, and we're going to see if we're going to experience 50 basis point. But if you see 50 basis point, guys, you should rush into the market, because that means the market is going to shoot up. I'm telling you. Although remember, it's not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, let's move on and check what is going on with altcoins. And when you take a look at altcoins, you find out that altcoins are gaining momentums, but not all of them. Why? Because some of them are still moving gradually. And if you look at the likes of Ethereum is not really doing well the way we're expecting it to be, but right now it's still giving us small gain. Look at the entry from 2,700. It's trading at 3,300 right now. Why? Because we have a momentum for the altcoins. You look at what happened yesterday. Bitcoin gained around 3 to 4 5%. We see altcoin at 10 16%, and that is how it is. So ETH is still a buy. If you have the position, you can hold on to. You can see it's still in green. ETH is a buy. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink also is a buy. But one thing with Chainlink is this buy you're seeing is not from the main structure like we have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Chainlink is different. It's just the minor structure. So for investors and spot traders, you might want to stay away from these in and out with a minor structure. Let's break above the major structure, and that is why you see I left it in red, because it's still a sell in a larger picture, but in a minor in and out, Chainlink is still maintaining the buy. Let's take a look at AAV. The same with AAV. Larger picture is not a buy yet. You could stay away from it, or you can be trading it based on the minor structure using 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at Solana. I told you yesterday Solana is still a buy, and the stop loss to remain at the same spot at $122, so you can hold on to your positions regarding Solana. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB is still a buy. You can see it's still in green, and we have a nice movement yesterday, even though we saw the pushback. And if you look at this pushback, it's not above the old highs, which is 928 to 930 thereabouts. So you can still hold on to your positions if you're holding on to Solana, and our stop out or stop loss will still be around $800. What about LTC, which is Litecoin? If you take a look at LTC, the same thing is still a buy and it's pushing up a little bit. Our stop loss will be around $75. What about SUI? Now let's take a look at SUI. SUI is not a buy on a larger picture, so I will expect you, if you're a trader, if you're a spot trader or an investor, stay away from SUI. Let's take a look at AVAX. The same thing with AVAX, stay away from it. If you're a spot trader and investor, it's not yet time to back a lot of them. ADA, yeah, you see Cardona yesterday, I told you it touches our entry point or the buying zone, but it was just at the tip from the beginning. So I was telling you guys it's 50-50. Is either we get in now, not to miss the movement, or we wait and see if it's going to break above 0.45 cent, and it did that yesterday. And to me, I feel like that could confirm the entry, although it's still an entry from 0.36 cent, but we need a great momentum to know that ADA will never fall down. And where you need to be careful with Cardona is around 27 cent if you get it. Now let's take a look at XRP. XRP on the other hand is not a buy yet. Please, even on the lower time frame, which is the minor under the major structure, please stay away from XRP. I'm not gonna lie to you. What about TON? TON, the same thing, stay away from it. Dex, stay away from it. Nothing has been activated yet. Stay away from There. What about Pump.Fund? Pump.Fund is still a buy. You can see I put it in green. You can still hold on to your positions. And what about Zcash? Zcash, I told you guys 3 days ago, Zcash is a buy, and I gave you entry at 395 thereabout. What about Ondo? Ondo is not a buy. Please and please stay away from Ondo. And that is what I have for you on altcoins this morning. Let's now check what is going on with the meme token. And with the meme token, you'll see that most of the meme token, they are mirroring the altcoins, but they've not really moved or created any structure like that. But we're still going to take a look with that. But if you're still watching the show till now, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please and please subscribe, like and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. All right, now let's dive into the meme token. We're going to start with Dogecoin first of all, and if you look at Dogecoin, it has not dropped into the buying position, and it has not even broken above the minor structure inside the major. So our advice will stay away from Dogecoin. What about Shiba Inu? Stay away from it. Pepe, stay away from it. Popcat, Popcat is a buy. You can see it drop into the buying zone and it's been holding on. So for us to leave Popcat, it has to break 0.62 thereabout. What about Trump? Trump is not a buy. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at Millennial Token. Not a buy as well. It's a buy since like 3-4 weeks ago, and it's still the buy that has been dropping down, but now it has not dropped into the buying zone again. So if you're holding on to Millennial Token, you can hold on to the position, but put your stop loss at 0.89. What about Notcoin? Not a buy. Stay away from it. Deep, if you look at Deep has created a new low, but is not breaking off the structure. Please stay away from it. What about X? X is not a buy as well. Stay away from it. And let's take a look at Swamp. I told you yesterday, Swamp is a buy, and Swamp is still maintaining. You can see it's green. Anytime you see the green line on my chart, you should know it means it's a buy. But once you see the red line, no, it's not a buy. It's still in sell mode. And you can see this one is still in green, and that is why it's still approaching. And I think our entry point was at 0.11, and it's trading at 0.146 right now. So that's what I have for you regarding the meme token. Let's now check what gold is doing. I've been giving you guys gold entries, I think, since 3-4 weeks now, and the last entry I gave you guys was at $4,450, and I told you to take profit at 4,200, and since then you've seen it's been ranging within that area. So do you need to get into gold right now? No, gold is not a buy. Where I will even be happy to see us get back into gold trading will be if we see gold drop to around 4,050 again. Yes, that will be perfect entry or to create a new structure for us. Until that happens, please stay away from gold. Since I've been telling you guys to stay away from gold since 1st of December, today is 10th of December, and yet nothing has happened. So you can see you are not missing anything and you're not losing anything. Stay away from gold as of now. And like I told you, the event of the day, the big event, is the Fed rate cut that is coming up, and a lot is going to happen. But with BTC is still a buy, but now it has given us a nice place to put our stop out where we should leave the market. If the market should break below 89,000, we should leave the market. But if we do not break below 89,000, possibility we're going to start moving up from there. But everything lies on the news that is coming out today regarding the Fed rate cut. All right, guys, that's what I have for you on the chart analysis this morning. Let's now check what the market itself is doing. And if you take a look at the market yesterday, the day before yesterday, we were 3.2 or 3.3 trillion US dollars, and we dropped below it to about 3.1 yesterday. But because of the little momentum we gained yesterday, you can see we've added billions of dollars to the market, and about 3.2 trillion US dollars is now what the market is worth right now, and this is going to change significantly today after the Fed rate cut. And you can even see the trading volume is now increasing. We now have about 142 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours compared to the day before yesterday or 2 days ago, where we had about 115 and 100 billion trading volume. So you can see the momentum is starting to come in, but I bet you the news coming up today will really affect whatever that is going on in the market. All right, let's check what is trending. You can see these are the trending tokens, and the top gainers and the top 10 still remain almost the same, with BTC at number 1, ETH number 2, Theta number 3, XRP maintaining that number 4, BNB at number 5, USDC is another stable coin like USDC at number 6, Solana at number 7. Lido Stake is back to top 10. You know, Lido Stake fell off for like a month or so, but is back to top 10 and is now at number 8. Tron still maintaining top 10 at number 9, with Dogecoin being the only meme coin at top 10. The likes of Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, and the rest, they are below top 10. And if you're interested in knowing where your projects sit on the cryptocurrency market cap, we have thousands of projects. You can check where your own is sitting on according to the market cap, according to utilities, according to tech. There are a lot of things you can check out with that, and you can check that out on CoinGecko.com. All right, I don't know the situation of the market now. Let's now know what can affect the market later in the day, and that will be the economic calendar or the news that is coming up. And if you look at today, it's all red. That means we have very important news coming up today, or data that will be released. And the one that I want you guys to take a look at, or to be really cognizant about, is the Fed fund rate that will come up around 9 p.m. SAST time. That will be around 7 p.m. GMT, depending on where you're watching from. But before that, we have some good news that will come up, or some good data that will be released as well, which is the employment cost index quarter to quarter. This one comes every quarter, and you know this is the last month of the year, so they're releasing that for us. And we're going to see the overnight rate in CAD, and we're going to have a bank conference coming out of Canada as well, and the crude oil inventories will be coming out today. So we have a lot of important and very powerful data that will be released today, and these will affect the market. So be expecting a lot of volatility or crazy movement in the market by that time that I've just shown you. So fund rate at 7 p.m. GMT employment cost index at 3 p.m. No, 1:30 p.m. GMT, 2:45 p.m. GMT, and 3:30 p.m. GMT. Those are the times you need to keep on in your head, because all these things are very important and they're going to affect the market. So that's what we have regarding the economic calendar. Interest rate will be dropping today. Please, guys, you need to be careful. Make sure you put your stop out now. Make sure you set your stop out now, because if we do not have more than 50 basis points, we have 25. I have a feeling the market is going to double, because look at the retracement from 126,000 is next to nothing. If you look at it from this, we have not even destroyed 0.23, 0.236 Fibonacci, not to talk about 382 Fibonacci. So if we did not get to that point, possibility of market dropping back from there will happen if we do not have good data coming out of Fed today, later today. So guys, you need to be careful about that. All right, that's what I have for you on the show regarding the market. But before we go, I'm going to show you guys what the fear and greed index looks like today. But before we do that, please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you always get notified when we come live. Also, you can follow me on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram to get more nugget that I drop for you on this great channel. All right, let's now check what the fear and greed index is looking like today. Yesterday was extreme fear, but today has really changed a little bit and is now on fear. You can see the fear and greed index is sitting at 26%, which is fear. Yesterday was extreme fear, last week was fear, last month has now turned to fear. Remember, for like 3 or 2 weeks before last week, it was straight back to back extreme fear, and that was why the market continued to tank. But thank God we're seeing fear now. Let's see when the data has been released, if this is going to turn to neutral or greed by tomorrow, when we have the momentum and buyers flock back into the market. But until then, we just need to stick to the plan, follow the chart analysis we've talked about. Some of the altcoins are still a buy, why you need to put your stop loss, why some have already created where we need to get out, especially BTC. BTC has already given us where we need to leave the market, so do not play with that. All right, guys, that's what I have for you on the show this morning. As you all know, I'm Ahmed Magic Kazim, aka KC the Great. And remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. Until I catch you tomorrow on another wonderful packed episode of the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, please stay out of troubles, trade well, and remember, it's not how many trades you take, but how much money or how much profit you make. Until I see you tomorrow, eat peace.